Okay, I know that I have been kind of quiet on YouTube for a while now. And I always say I don't want to like post anything unless I have something to say kind of thing. So, I'm here and I've got some stuff to say or stuff to show you. Um, and you can see here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little creatures, and they are articulated paper dolls. I grew up calling them articulated paper dolls. Some people call them jointed paper dolls. Both are completely fine. They both say the same thing. And you can see that they're kind of fun. I'm gonna move some of these out of the way. Um, and what these are, let's see, let's move this little guy. Oh, move him over here. Come over here. Okay. Okay, let's put you over there, and then let's come down a little bit. Okay, so you can see here, I have this little paper doll, and she's got, I grew up calling these brads, but I think some people call these paper fasteners. And you can see she can move. She moves. And I designed them. The papers are all painted and decorated papers that I made myself, and then cut into these shapes and then worked back into with paint and paint markers, and then using my own computer pulled everything in, cleaned everything up, and created these little guys. Each one of them has a name. This is Plav P. Plav P. Here's what she looks like. It's a little different than I had these copies made prior to putting these items in my online shop. So there's a little set of directions, and you have some extra arms and legs because maybe you want yours to have shorter legs or shorter arms or longer arms. So you can kind of mix and match and have some fun with it. Also, keeping in mind that I want, one of the main things I wanted for this was for people to kind of personalize and put things on it that they like. So you can see I've put all kinds of little things on here. As an artist, there are things on here that are very much things that I enjoy. Cheese is one thing. I would definitely be cheese. I'm dating myself a little bit. Friendship pins, little flower crown. Yeah, that's a knife. There's crayons and flowers. I kept thinking about what I would have enjoyed as a young person. Because these are something that, depending upon what size you print them out, if you print them out on an 11 by 17 piece of paper, a younger child could do this as long as they have good scissor skills. And if you want to print them out smaller, like 8.5 by 11, you can. So, like I said, I want these to be kind of personalizable. Now, I've been calling all of these little things that aren't the doll, these little illustrative bits, I've been calling these doodads. This is something my father would have called them. And I've added more, and I have a plan. I would like to also offer 2 pages of doodads as well, some extra ones, so you can do other things. I'm going to issue those as well. That's going to be coming up in a week or so. I need to finish some things up. And right now I'm going to tell you that these are for sale on my website. They are for the 2 pages, $1.99 per download. I recommend that they be printed out on a heavyweight paper, but you can print them out on whatever kind of paper you want, because you know what? I'm not the boss of you. And There are a couple of different kinds of ears. You can see there's some different ears here. I have some different horns and antlers if you want to put those in. If not, you don't have to. If you have other things you want them to hold and decorate them, you go ahead and be you. I'm not quite done with these because when I was putting all of these together, I ended up with a little Ziploc bag with all kinds of many doodads in here. So I want to do more decorating. And that's just me as the artist who made them. So like I said, this is Plavpi. Plavpi. They had to have names. And I'm going to set her aside for a second. And we're going to go on to the next paper doll, which is Blindy. Blindy ended up being my drummer. I'm going to move that out of the way because that orange background is there. I kind of had some fun. Like, I was looking at like things like ram's horns and mountain goat horns. So I was having a lot of fun with those. And he's got little waffle stompers. These are my favorite boots that I made. He's a little drummer. I also think it would be kind of cute if it took a piece of yarn and put it around here so he's holding the little drum so it's not like attached to him. And you can see he gets a little ice cream cone and some mittens. There's a little hat, a different kind. These are pronghorn sheep. But because Blindy has two faces, you can see here, he's the only one that has two faces. He gets two sets of ears, and he also gets some little mustaches. And yeah, that's a sword. you kind of have to... And you can see here, in addition to being a drummer, he likes his cake and he likes his cocoa too. And I've added all kinds of little things in there. There's, like I said, these were printed out prior to the final version. So if you go onto my website and you look, you'll see some different things in there. But everything here that you're seeing is what you'll see in the final. So there's little Blindy, the little drummer. And I'm going to move him over. And then we're going to look at, this is, where's his name? This is Ija. Ija, I know I shouldn't say this in front of them, but Ija is, I think, my favorite. Ija got the really big ram's horns. There's crayons, and again, I'm mining and looking at all the things that I loved when I was little. There's a little crown. I use a lot of hearts and stars. Those were things I drew a lot of. He also gets a little Spock mirror goatee kind of thing. He's got a bugle, and I'm going to bring him over right now. So here is Ija, and you can kind of tell he likes music. And here's his little boots. These are my second favorite boots. I was when I was thinking about these, I was thinking about like Rainbow Bright boots. I always wanted like to wear the boots that Rainbow Bright wore. So that's kind of where I am. You can tell he's a Bowie fan. And if you put on the little goatee, it will cover up his little tongue if you're not into the tongue sticking out. And like I said, this is kind of like serving suggestions. You know, if you want to change this so you use shorter arms or longer arms, it's up to you. Also, if you want to make more patterns on each of these, go ahead. I would recommend, though, using maybe a permanent marker. So either kind of a Sharpie or something that's not going to bleed, something that'll really show up. So you can see here, there's lots of things, and you're probably wondering about the locks and the keys. My father was a locksmith, and he was always repairing stuff at home. So those were things I saw a lot as a kid. And I did change this out. Ija has a peach now. So, and you can see here with these pieces, I didn't glue these down. I'm going to have some instructional videos on how to put these together and how to create kind of a dimensional kind of feel to them. And I'll show you that stuff in the videos because I am going to show you how I cut them out. I use some acrylic paint markers to help me that I really like, and I'll show you all those techniques that I use. And then here comes this one. This one has the most I would say complicated. Flamenco. Flamenco. I think flamenco could benefit from, I wanted to make her spots kind of very subtle, and I think I made them a little too subtle. And you can see she's got little spotties on her arms. She needs a little bit more decoration up in there. But you can see she gets a little pair of scissors and antlers and flowers, and she's got a pencil. She gets a lot of crayons, friendship buttons. She also gets a cup of coffee and a donut and some cheese and a recorder and some glue. Again, I changed this one around. She's got some more stuff because I really wanted to make sure that there was some fun stuff in there that you could do things with. Although you're probably going, really? Glue? Just bear with me. And this is the little flamenco I put together. She is not quite done. I want to add more to her. And if you wish, because I showed you this whole big bag, I have a bundle that's together, so you can take items from other paper dolls and put them all together, and the bundle is $7.99. And she needs some boots, so I think I need to design her some boots. And here's her cup of coffee. She looks like she's going into the meeting in the morning, and she might need a pocket or something here too. That would be a nice thing to add, because I'm always adding things to my stuff. So that's flamenco. And last but not least, let's bring very silly. This is aljapsi. And you notice I said that with a little bit of an accent. I spent time living in Finland, and I just kind of figured that this name was going to be aljapsi. I did change the J to a Y, so if it really were Finnish, this would be a J. And you can see more strawberries. And I loved the star stickers that had like little tails of things coming out of them. My undying love of crayons. He gets a little pork pie hat. Yes, who doesn't like a cupcake? And you can see I added 2 bows here. So if you wanted to do a bow tie, you could do a bow tie, or you could add them on as decorative ribbons. So you can see lots of arms for aljapsi. And aljapsi got the star boots. And there's buttons. Again, I've added more doodad drawings, more little bits of things. And yeah, that's a dagger. Because, sometimes, you just have to be mysterious. Pears are one of my favorite. I love the little mustache and the little berries and things. And again, the directions are really like super simple. I wanted to keep it as absolutely simple as possible. So this is aljapsi, and you can see here that I've done that same technique, that the attachment here is kind of up a little bit, and you can see there's the berries, and for drawing and for coloring, and naturally you need some snacks. I mean, you got to balance things out. Have a cupcake, there's a cherry on it, but also have some fruit. See, we're gonna have some fruit. And then these are my favorite antlers that I drew. And I put little hearts all over the little antlers and gave them kind of the little deer ears. And you can see aljapsi can look in different directions, and he's got his little tongue sticking out too. So these are, like I said, all now available for download, purchase and download on my shop. Each one of these is $1.99 each for 2 pages. And you can purchase one, or you can purchase a bundle. Or if you just don't want to purchase any of them at all, that's okay too. You might be asking why I'm doing something at like a $2.99 price point. The reason, or $1.99 price point, is because, everything kind of sucks right now, and money is really tight, and gasoline is super duper expensive. But for $1.99, you can download this little file and make yourself this little person, who will make you giggle a little bit, make you happy. And it's not gonna break the bank. And I know that that's a big ask, because like I said, times are really kind of tough right now. But we all deserve nice things, and we deserve to have some joy and some whimsy and some fun in our lives. So that's, I mean, come on, those boots. These are also very rainbow bright. And when I was little, my favorite color was green, so I wanted everything in green. I love little swirly patterns. So this is something that you can just download, have around, make it. It'll make you smile a little bit. And you need like minimal tools for it. Scissors, I use scissors and glue stick and a little bit of tape. And in the videos that I'm going to show you, if you do not have these brads, these fasteners, I have a couple of different ways that I can show you how to attach dolls like this together using different kinds of things you might be able to more easily put your hands on. Buttons, pieces of wire. A friend of mine discovered that she could use some recycled elastic, and it worked really, really well. I also have some other things for zhuzhing them and making them a bit stronger than just with paper, and I'm going to do videos on those as well. So if you're at all interested and you want one of these for your very own, you can look down in the not in the comments, look in the doobly-doo down below, and head on over to my website and katiekinsman.com/shop and download your very own today. Thanks for listening to me and looking at my artwork, and I'll be back fairly soon in a couple of days with some videos about how to put things together and how the techniques that I use for creating these or creating the finished dolls. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.